Welcome to this tutorial of the Elementi software. Today we'll be discussing getting to know the Elementi interface. In the middle of the screen is the preview panel, which allows you to see exactly what your content will look like. We have a scroll bar up here, and you have the ability to pause and play this as needed. You can also mute or unmute any audio associated with your content, and when you're using an interactive project, you have the ability to use this button to edit any of those buttons that you create. Now down below this, we have the Browse or Resource panel. So the first tab is the Projects tab. All of your projects that you build will live in here, and they're in alphabetical order, as you can see as I scroll down. The next tab is the Widgets. We'll discuss more in a different tutorial, but if I were to click inside this Clocks folder, here's all my clock widgets I can use. But if I want to get back to the main widgets area, I can just click this button right there, just like you would do in File Explorer on your computer. Now if you're using Elementi M or X, you're going to have this Assets tab, which just allows you to save and store widgets that you use frequently. Maybe you have them set for your company with their specific colors and fonts. Next we have the Devices tab. All of your players will live here. If they've automatically discovered, they'll pop up with a green check mark. If you need to manually add a device, you can do that by right-clicking and choosing New Device. I've done that with some of these right here. And you can also create a collection, as you can see with these, which allows you to add players and use a friendly name. And then whatever project you're currently in will show up right here. But when you first open the software, it'll just say project because you're not currently in any specific project. Just a moment, we'll open a project and I'll show you guys some layers. But before we do that, I just wanted to mention one last thing, which is the menu bar. So it's this blue bar up here, and there's some buttons that are currently grayed out that will appear later on. This main menu button, though, gives you the ability to go through some settings in the player. Also, you can add a project or device from here. And this button is a shortcut to create a new project. So I'm going to navigate to my Projects tab, and I'm going to use a project that I already have built. It's called Demo 78, so I'm going to right-click and open this. Now, once this is open, you can see that it changed this from project to say Demo 78. And then all of my layers that I have that I've already built previously live right here, and you can move this around as needed. So if I move this above this particular clock, above the background, it appears. If I move it behind it, you can't see it. So that's how the layers work. If I were to click into this widget to edit it, I'm inside the properties, and to get back to my main layers tab, I just simply need to hit this leave button. Now when I'm clicked on a layer inside of a project, I'm able to add layers, so I can delete this current layer, but I can also add a text, media, streaming, or web page layer. And you can always edit the document properties of the project, and this is what you first see when you create a project, so I can change the format or duration or even change the background as well, and that's all from the document properties button. And then if say I were to click on this particular layer, you have some editing options that you can use, such as fit screen, rotate, align, but if you right click on the layer, you also get some of those options as well. And then at any point in time, you can save this, you can cut, copy, or undo what you've done. And that is the basics of the Elementi interface. Thanks for listening.